The year is 1983. The world is divided. Two superpowers stand on the edge of destruction. United States and Soviet Union. Nuclear weapons are ready, and one mistake could end everything. Both sides are prepared. Missiles are loaded. Systems are active, waiting, watching. Deep inside a secret bunker, one man is on duty. His name is Stanislav Petrov. His job is simple: monitor the system. If an attack is detected, report it immediately. The system is designed to detect nuclear launches. Fast, accurate, unforgiving. At first, everything seems normal, quiet, routine, predictable. Then, everything changes. An alarm, loud, sharp, unmistakable. The system reports a missile launch from the United States. Protocol is clear. Report immediately. Retaliation will follow. But something doesn't feel right. Only one missile. Then another alert, and another. Now, multiple missiles. Time is running out. Minutes to decide. Report it, and trigger nuclear war. Or wait, and risk everything. In that moment, one man had to decide the fate of the world. Inside the bunker, time is collapsing. Every second matters. Every delay could mean destruction. The protocol is clear. If the system detects a nuclear attack, it must be reported immediately. No hesitation, no doubt. The system confirms it. Missiles are on the way. The data is clear. The computers do not make mistakes. One call, that's all it takes. One report, and retaliation will begin. But Petrov doesn't move. Something feels wrong. He notices something strange. Only a few missiles, not a full-scale attack. If this were a real attack, there would be hundreds, not just a few. But what if he's wrong? What if this is the beginning of a real war? Around him, everyone is waiting, watching, expecting action. Then, he does something unexpected. He doesn't report it. Instead, he trusts his instincts. He tells them it's a false alarm. Now, there is nothing to do but wait. Minutes pass, like ours. If missiles were real, they would arrive soon. And then, the truth begins to reveal itself. The alarms begin to fade. The room grows quiet. No explosions. No impact. Only silence. If the missiles were real, they would have arrived by now. But nothing happens. The system was wrong. There was no attack, no missiles. Later, investigators discovered the truth. The system had made a mistake. Sunlight reflected off clouds, confusing the satellites. The system interpreted it as missile launches. A simple reflection, a technical error, almost triggered nuclear war. If Petrov had followed protocol, millions could have died, cities erased, history rewritten. But he didn't. He trusted his judgment, and that changed everything. There were no celebrations, no headlines, no recognition. The incident was classified, hidden from the world. For years, no one knew what had happened that night. The man who may have saved the world remained unknown, but the story doesn't end there, because the world would eventually discover the truth. Years passed. The world moved on. But the events of that night remained buried in silence. Then everything changed. The Soviet Union collapsed. Secrets began to surface. Hidden files were opened, reports were revealed, and one story shocked the world. The world learned how close it came to nuclear war, and for the first time, the name became known: Stanislav Petrov. People were stunned. One man had prevented a global catastrophe, but instead of being celebrated, his story took a different turn. He was criticized, not for what he did, but for breaking protocol. After that night, he lived a quiet life, away from the spotlight. Years later, the world began to recognize his actions. Not a soldier, not a politician, just a man who made a decision. But his story raises a deeper question. How many times has the world come this close without knowing? The world today is more advanced than ever, but also more fragile. Today, nuclear systems are faster, more automated, more complex. But one thing hasn't changed. Mistakes can still happen. And now, decisions must be made even faster. Seconds, not minutes. Some systems even rely on artificial intelligence. Machines making decisions about human survival. But machines don't have instinct. They don't question. They don't hesitate. On that night in 1983, everything depended on one thing: a human decision. What if he had trusted the system? What if he had followed orders? The world we know might not exist today, but it does, because one man chose to think in a world of machines. Who will make the next decision? And when that moment comes, will there be another Stanislav Petrov? If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because some stories should never be forgotten.